Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. I know it's been a minute since I posted. I had some guests over the apartment and I didn't have the space nor the mental space to record a video. But here we are, and it might be a little bit of a long video, so sit back or watch it in segments if you're busy. A few topics for today, and the first topic I want to get out of the way is disclosure. And the first thing I want to do is address my earlier video, the one where I'm playing video games and talking about disclosure. And it was I believe it was the day after the government, Pentagon released videos. Let's not call them files. And in that video, I was too emotional. I was, sorry for the planes if they're overpowering. I was way too emotional looking back now, and upset and impatient, really, very, very impatient about the speed of the disclosure and the speed of people accepting it, and just impatient in general. Just impatient. And I've done a lot of reviewing, a lot of self-reflection, and which I'm going to get into towards the later half of the video. But for now, let's just focus on the disclosure. And the main message that I have for the people watching is that do not rely on mainstream media, nor the state, nor any government. Just give me 1 second. I'm gonna close the window because I don't know if it's messing with the audio. Let us not rely on mainstream media, nor the states, or governments to put out information. Let's not rely on it. We can have it there as source material, have it there. Just, it's more research to be done. Just see it, watch it, and take note of what you watch, and keep going, keep researching. The main point that I'm trying to get to is that the disclosure is not for them to give out. It's for us to find. It's for the people to do. You need to do the disclosure. You need to go out there on the internet and look for these things, and it will not be on mainstream news sites. It won't be televised. It's not going to come out on your feed automatically. It's not going to be on Instagram. No. What you're gonna find in those sources are tiny breadcrumbs of information that have very, very, very low bandwidth. And we simply don't have time for this nonsense. We don't have time for low bandwidth information. There is an abundance of viable information and footage of actual UAPs, UFOs, alien encounters, interdimensional encounters. There is an abundance of this online. It's your duty to research these things and find them. It will not be handed to you. It slowly is, but these tiny breadcrumbs are only so much, and everyone's upset about it. We want actual disclosure, and it's going to be up to you to go find it. It's not going to be actually handed to you. So that's my, I hope this is straight. That's my advice to anyone that is maybe frustrated at the speed of the disclosure or the manner of which the information is coming out. It won't be in your face. It simply won't be. And there's reasons for this. some reasons I can't say online. The things I can say online is that if they were to hand you everything that they know, it would compromise over 90% of their operations. It would compromise many, many systems that keep order on this planet. They simply won't do that. Who's they? Governments and the Pentagon, okay? And the three-letter agencies. So let's wrap this one up. It's your job to go look for this information. If you want some help finding this information, leave a comment. I will gladly point you in the right direction so you can find more viable information and not just blurry videos or redacted stuff. Okay? So that's that. Now I want to get into more personal stuff. In the previous video, I stated why I started the channel. And if you go back, it's because of a certain event that happened over a month ago. A certain person that passed away activated my, I don't even know what, but it just woke me up and got me started. And so for the past month, almost month and 2 weeks, I've been doing a lot of inner work. And well, this week's lessons was a lot of end of cycle, personal cycles that I'm closing out. And a lot of it has to do with being okay with losing people in my life, losing friends, being okay with the friends I have lost in past years. If you found this channel, you're a seeker of truth. You're trying to find truth in the tiniest corners of the internet. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this small channel. So, this week's lesson was patience. Something that I've struggled with my entire life. I'm 32 years old. I'm almost 32. I'll be 32 in July. Something I've struggled with my entire life. And just in the past 3 days, what's really helped me out have been my dreams, and waking up and analyzing my dreams immediately. One day I'll make a video of the morning routine, but to be quick, I wake up and I go for a run now. Something that was always something I avoided also ever since being a teenager. And along with that, this month I've also let go of substances. I started doing drugs at the age of 14 years old. And like many classic suburban kids, you start with marijuana. And it was fine for a while. But of course, when life and the lack of education and the lack of personal growth meets substance abuse, you fall into addictions. You fall into mind games and personal traps that you set yourself. So that's what I've been dealing with the past month, and here we are. And so because of letting go of those substances, I'm able to be more aware of my dreams. Dreams are very important. And I'll make a video on that too. But to wrap this one up, recently, the dreams have been, all of them, nightmares. Now, I say nightmares now because up until 2 days ago, they really were nightmares. And I consider them to be nightmares. And I mean awful. You name it, I experienced it. And just last night, no, 2 nights ago, I became lucid in a dream and actively, how do I put this? I engaged within the story of the dream, but also observing from behind the screen. And I really hope that makes sense. I will do a video on dreams and lucid dreaming because that's an enormous subject and it deserves its attention. And so, real quick, in this dream, I was in my former high school and I was in a classroom, and the teacher, who was now I understand to be the caricature of how I felt and how I felt towards all my bosses my entire life, or teachers, basically superiors of mine. How I felt towards them was the manifestation, and the teacher was this person. And I was in the classroom. I was late to the class, and he told me, "Excuse me, sir, you're not allowed to be here." And so now I'm freaking out. I'm not lucid yet. Now I'm freaking out, and he takes me outside. And at this point, I think I'm babbling, talking too much, trying to reassure him that I'm not crazy, which is another aspect of mine that I need to work on. Because for a long time, deep down, I assume people think that I'm just completely bananas, which is common amongst people like us. If you're here, we have similarities. And so the whole time I'm babbling to this teacher, he took me outside, and now he's got a piece of paper in his hands, and he's like, he looks like, he just looks annoyed at this point. He's not even making eye contact, and the whole time there's another kid near me who's like he's trying to talk to me and ask me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" But he means it in the nicest way possible. He doesn't care about the classroom. He doesn't care about what the teacher thinks of me. He's asking me, "Are you okay?" He's showing me love and empathy. And I, because of the fear of how that would look, of someone asking me, "Am I okay?" I thought, and I am not lucid yet, I thought this is going to make me look even crazier. And I pushed him away with my hand on his chest. The moment I pushed him away, I became lucid. I realized what I have done, because I'm not a violent person. So when I pushed him away, it must have triggered something deep, deep, deep down. So I became lucid. And I'm apologizing to him. Meanwhile, the teacher's trying to get my attention. And suddenly we're now not inside the school, but on some tennis courts, some abandoned tennis courts. And there's a bit of a crowd, about 5 people, along with the kid that was trying to help me, along with the teacher, and a lady that felt like the principal of the school. And now the crowd is trying to basically tell the teacher and the principal that he's okay. What are you doing to him? In my head, I can feel the aspects of my shadow. There's that shadow again. I can hear the aspects of my shadow trying to control the situation because I don't want anybody, I'm trying to control what others think about me. Meanwhile, the kid that originally was helping me out, let's name him Michael, he's there and he's staring right at me as there's 4 other people talking over each other, the teacher talking over everybody, and the principal trying to get my attention. And I lock eyes with him, and in my heart, I didn't just become lucid in my brain, in my mind, I became lucid entirely. I shut up, and in the midst of everyone talking over each other, I let him speak. I gave him the nod, I gave him the mental nod from deep down from my soul. And I let go. And what he said was, let him go. In the dream story, he meant, let him go, let him leave the school, because at that point I'm trying to get out of there. I'm not trying to attend any classroom. Of course, now I understand this is a stage for very, very big lessons that I'm supposed to digest. And so Michael says, big blue eyes. He's locking eyes only at me. Let him go, let him go. And once I really let go of trying to control everyone, of how they appear, of how I appear to them, suddenly the crowd themselves started chanting along with Michael, let him go, let him go. And it felt like it was coming from my stomach and out of my heart, but not from my mouth. I said nothing. But these aspects of myself were saying this, let him go. Now I understand I'm supposed to let go of what others think about me. This is a very serious lesson. And so, when finally, in the story, the principal says, okay, let's let him go, I give her a kiss on the forehead, and as I'm walking away, I turn around into the sun. I believe it's a sunrise. And I slowly wake up into this reality here, but I can still hear the voices, let him go, even with eyes open, let him go. That was my lesson. It was not easy. The hardest thing is to let go. We're logical beings, and in this kind of Western world in which I live in the state of New York, we tend to fall to logic more than our hearts. And this is what the channel is about. It's about letting the heart speak, finding the balance between mind and the heart and the soul, which is in the back end. So you see, what you're living in right now is the story of the dream. So we must become lucid. And for that, we must become balanced in all aspects of ourselves. I know it's a long video, and I hope it made sense. I'll keep to my promise. I will make videos on lucid dreaming, and even a video on all my alien and UFO encounters. For I have had under 10 encounters, but more than 5. And 2 encounters with other people present. The last thing I'll say is the great words of Timothy Leary. Find the others. Do not rely on disclosure from the government nor the Pentagon. Don't rely on TV for disclosure. Go outside. When you feel a calling to go outside at night, go outside. It's not just about seeing things in the sky flying around. It's about the implication. And when you dig deep enough, you'll find freedom. Thank you.